Good morning, welcome to Planet Mojo. I ran to the store for lumber last night, so today is the day that I'm going to assemble the east partition wall. This morning I printed up this ordinate dimensions set that'll make layout go really quick. I got to get the top and bottom plate cut to length first, then I can lay those out together, and I got to do some sorting here. These are already cut and these are real good boards. These are relatively good boards. I returned the bad boards and got these. These are the new ones. So I'm going to add 2 of these over to here, go through these and pick out the best and add them to each of these. Then I'll have enough studs and then I can get going assembling the wall. All right, I have my sole plate and my top plate both cut to the same length, and I have them clamped together so I can lay this out. And for those of you who aren't familiar with ordinate dimensions, this is the datum point right here, this target. And then I go to each one of the studs and all of the dimensions go back to that datum point. So we got 7 1/4, 23 1/4, 39 1/4, and so on all the way down. And the other side of the stud is 1.5 inches away from that. So all I have to do is pull a tape measure from the end like that, mark 7 1/4 and then 1.5 inches away from that, and work my way to the other end. Then I'll take my combination square. I use a combination square because I'm a cabinet maker. Take my combination square and transfer the lines to both boards. Then I need to figure out where my bolts are going to go, and that's fairly easy. I need one here at the end of the wall, but then I need one again right at this side of the door, another one on this side of the door, another one at the other end of the wall, and then one here in the middle somewhere. So I'll get those drilled right away as well. And that's about it. The rest is cutting lumber and assembling. Okay, I got my bolt holes marked and I'm going to drill 1/2 inch holes for them. I have 3/8 inch tap cons for that, and I'm going to be using these big washers plus a small washer. That way I can snug it down and adjust the wall a little bit, but it should be pretty close to where it needs to be right away. All right, I'm going to drill those holes and then get the rest of the lumber cut, and we should be ready to start assembling. All right, we got all of our holes drilled. Now I need to transfer this line right here, which is this side of the truss. I need to transfer that down to the floor on both ends, snap a chalk line between that, and then we can start assembling this. There's no real accurate way to transfer the edge of this board out to the floor, so I dropped a plumb line from the truss and got my mark right there. Now I got to go do the same thing on the other end. Okay, I have my end stud in place, and basically that's just a filler for where the grade board is, going all the way up. I'll show you that on the drawings. That is this very first board right here. Then we have two full studs before we have the door assembly. So I'm going to put those 2 studs in, then I'll assemble this door assembly, and then from there it's just normal studs all the way to the end. This should go fairly quick. Okay, I'm getting a little bit ahead of myself here. What I'm doing is on like this one right here, this stud, because I have blocking that's going to be buried by this jack stud, I assemble that first and then put the jack stud on. And I just did the same thing on this. And how I'm doing this is kind of twisted up wood. It's a good place to get rid of it. What I do is clamp my jack stud to my king stud and then screw the king stud into place. It yanks it nice and tight. Then I can screw the jack stud into place and it'll pull that tight as well, even with the clamps on. Then while the clamps are still on, I go through it and screw the 2 together. Now that I have these assembled, I'm going to take one of my header pieces, and this one I'll just fasten in place. I'll get this screwed in place. Then my next one, it has 2 cripples going up. So what I'm going to do is clamp that to this one once this one's fastened in place, and then get the exact distance from the top of that one to the top of the stud there. Then I'll cut my 2 cripples and attach them to that one, and then attach the 2 together, because this one will have screws going up into those studs. I hope I'm making myself clear, but I'll kind of show you on this one as I go. Okay, the cripples are 51 3/8, just like the drawings say. Now, I'm going to take this, if I can get it out of there, there we go, and bring it down to the door opening and transfer the stud locations onto it. Now, I got to cut these cripples. All right, we have the door assembly complete. Now there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 studs left, and they're all normal studs. We got 8 there. Another thing I should show you real quick is on the bottom of the studs here on the sole plate, I'm using one of these big GRK screws to yank the stud nice and tight up against the sole. Then I'll go back and put a nail above and below the screw, and it will be super, super tight. Once I get all the bottoms fastened, I'll attach the top plate, but I'm not going to put this blocking in until the wall is up. This blocking just needed to get in because I had to get at that screw right away. So let me start getting these in. Well, I think I'll just go along and drill for the GRKs first. Then it should go a little bit quicker. Bada bing, bada boom. Okay, the wall is completely assembled, and I've been thinking about how I'm going to tip this up. What I think I'm going to do is put concrete blocks along the chalk line so it doesn't slide too far this way. Then the center of this is about where this brace is right here. So if I go up to the top cord there, right around the purlin, if I can get a pulley up there and then go right through the door there, hopefully my rope is long enough, but I think it is. Then I can have Cindy operate the winch and I can lift on this. Yeah, I think that'll work. I got to get this area cleaned up. I got to find the pulley and the other rigging stuff, and then we'll get at this. Okay, we got the Gator set up, got the winch line going up to a snatch block up there, short little strap going up and over the top of the truss, right at that purlin, a real strong point, comes down and attached to the top of this. I was going to add some bracing to the top of this, but it's pretty damn strong the way it is. The big thing is it's going to want to slide that way, so I'm going to have to lift on it as the winch pulls it in, and hopefully it won't slide too far. Once it's standing up, we'll leave the winch line on it. That'll keep it standing up, and I should be able to tap it here and there and get it right into place. Hopefully. We'll see. Okay, I'm going to go get Cindy, and we're going to give her a go. All right. All right, stop. Pull a little bit. All right, good. All right, that was much easier than I thought. I unplugged some lights by mistake, but that's not a big problem. And we have that wire in the way and the strap itself in the way. So I'm going to put a temporary strap on it, get all that stuff out of the way, but then it'll be loose. So I just got to make sure that it doesn't fall while I get it joggled and jiggled and get it into place. Good, good, good. All right, let's get that done. All right, I reconfigured this so that I can leave it on. That'll be my safety. And we could take this back off. Now, yike. Now, all I have to do is push this into place. I'm going to put some braces between here and screw it in. And I think I'm going to wait on this wall to fasten it into place until I get the other wall up. I'm not sure. All right, well, let's get this braced and then we'll think about that later. All right, 50% of the wall is up and it's nearly in the exact place it needs to go. I'm just going to do a little bit of jiggling and joggling tomorrow, fasten this in place permanently, attach it to the floor, yada, yada, yada. Then I got to get the insulation in here. I've changed my mind how I'm going to do the mini split. I'm going to get the insulation completely in place except for right where the mini split's going to go. That way I can finish this all up. I need to get these girts in here to finish this wall. Then I can move all of this stuff over here and get this other wall done. A lot going on this week, so if you want to see that, make sure you subscribe and click on the update icon. If you have any questions or comments, make sure you put them in the comment section below. And if you share the video and or give it a like, it helps the channel out greatly. Thanks for watching and have a great day.